What's going on, YouTube? I am JT and I know things. Welcome back to the wonderful, beautiful Crypto Den here. And I just wanted to tune in this week to talk about something very exciting going on in our space. This space keeps evolving and it's very exciting. For those that may not know or might need a reminder, I am Jake Tullis. I'm a fund manager of a hedge fund here in Cincinnati called Bleeding Edge Capital. I raise capital and invest it expertly in the digital asset market space, and I document the research I do for that fund and those activities on YouTube to hopefully help individuals like yourself navigate the market better. My entire goal and intention is to make your journey and your experience in crypto better and calmer, hopefully. You come here for a more stoic approach, longer term investment theses, and in general, fundamental value investing principles. And with those mindsets and those tools in your brain, if you can get to the point where that's how you analyze your investments entirely, you'll find that you're far more calm as price moves. So, with that, I want to get right into it. So, this is a very exciting thing. We cover the fundamentals here, all right? And this technology is profound. So, we're looking at Eigenlayer today. Eigenlayer sounds draconian, almost like a villain, but it's quite impactful. And Vitalik, even one of the core contributors and founders of Ethereum, is a little worried about this stuff because it's pretty different. So first, if you need to understand staking. All right, Ethereum is a proof of stake chain ever since September of last year. That was in 2022. We had the merge, and with proof of stake, instead of there being miners where you're solving problems with hardware and that's like a decentralized kind of consensus mechanism, you still need that distributed consensus, but instead of it being in mining hardware, it's going to be just smaller devices of people that stake. So they put at risk a certain amount of ether, or the token that secures that chain. So for Ethereum, it'd be Ether. For Solana, it'd be Sol. You get the picture. These people, if they have enough Ether, that's 32 ETH, they can stake it through their own protocol if they'd like, or using staking as a service, although, that has changed with the SEC regulations. And, well, not really regulations, enforcement through litigation. Staking as a service platforms aren't necessarily very popular right now, but still. They put the Ether out there, the ETH, and they volunteer some of their hardware to validate transactions, and they get rewarded for doing that. They could lose their Ether if they act poorly, if there's any malicious behavior from this activity, and that is how basically Ethereum secures its protocol or chain. Eigenlayer is essentially an intermediary. You could think of it as an API endpoint, or really just a wallet address, okay? What it allows you to do is send your liquid stake Ether and restake it. Yeah, kind of wild to think about. Sounds simple, but it opens up a massive opportunity. So let's say you stake 32 Ether on Ethereum. You're getting 4% a year in ETH back. 32, 10% would be 3.2, 5% would be, 1.6. So let's say you're getting an ETH a year for around 4%. That staked Ether can be, you can make tokens through Rocket Pool, Lido, a few different tools where basically you will be given, you put that Ether off to the side here. They issue the same amount of Ether with a little bit of a discount for it being staked. Okay, they take their 1% fee to provide you liquidity. So now you have these staked ETH, Steth, everyone's got their own word for it. So now you have these liquid staked tokens. What you then can do is stake those bad boys through Eigenlayer onto another chain, compounding your staked return, constantly increasing how much you get paid in those tokens. So for example, you're getting 4% on your ETH. Then with your liquid stake tokens, you can go get 6% of this new chain, maybe 8% of this new chain if you're willing to take that risk. And it's the same tokens. So, 32 ETH, let's just call it $2,000. That's 70 grand, okay? That same 70 grand could be used to secure 4, 6, 8 blockchains the same way you're doing Ether. So you could double, triple, quadruple dip in terms of your staked returns. However, you could lose it all if the chain is malicious, if you go too degen and you make a mistake. There's a lot of things that could go wrong. But the interesting thing is, and remember, we come here for fundamentals, right? The interesting thing is, Eigenlayer has now allowed the democratization of security and securing a chain. That means a new company could come out, use Eigenlayer exclusively for their distributed consensus protocol, save tons of time and money on development, come out and be fully secured by Ethereum. That is interesting. Let's zoom out. We have layer 2s being stood on top of Ethereum constantly all day. Ethereum is becoming the base layer of significant infrastructural changes. We have blobs, EIP 4844 coming out here, I think in September, which is going to separate the block space. So there's going to be blobs and blocks, and essentially blobs would be for layer 2s. That's a different data store, and I can make a video about that. Let me know if you guys want to hear more about it. But basically, this new EIP 4844 is going to bifurcate or split the two fee markets for the storage of transactional data via layer 2 rollups needing blobs, and then standard transactions on chain, which could be used by the blocks. All of this is lending to an idea that Ethereum will be the settlement layer of a bunch of stuff built on top of it, and then really smart people will figure out how to compress, make faster, and make the blocks larger. Excuse me. Which is our theory here, by the way. We believe there's a fundamental flaw in blockchains that need to be solved. One of the biggest ones is going to be just data storage. So, and the only way to attack that, there's like 3 total ways, and it's going to be your block size, how big the transactional data push is, right? And then the processing speed of those transactions. Eigenlayer seems to take an additional approach. Actually, Eigenlayer doesn't even attack that. This is a different thing. What Eigenlayer is doing is it's allowing someone to start a project using Ethereum far sooner, because they don't have to release their own token to stand up their own proof of stake validator, relay system, which is very interesting. So very soon we could see Eigenlayer assisting the development of the DeFi space, because this is where there's a lot of turnover. I think that could be the bullish news around this, where you could have a lot more projects coming out without needing all of that extra development and cost up front. So quicker proof of concepts, quicker time to markets. That'll likely affect DeFi a lot this coming bull run. Also, layer 2s with Eigenlayer are going to be stupid fast to spin up. Eigenlayer does not have a way for you to take ownership in them or participate in their network yet. They don't have a governance token or anything else. They're simply just an intermediary or a scaling solution for Ethereum space. So if you like the sound of this, I would buy ETH. That's probably your bet. Not a financial advice, do your own research, but I'd pick up some ETH. We're long term on ETH. We're happy to hold that for the ends of time. But yeah, overall, the infrastructure of Ethereum only grows healthier by the day. And I am just excited to be watching all of this unfold. I hope you guys are too. Hopefully that kind of made sense to some of you out there that are curious what this whole restaking thing is. You know, simply it's just making things faster and better, and it's increasing the, I guess, the spread of Ethereum and its use cases for developers. Still an exciting place to be. So that's really it, guys. I'm keeping these brief per y'all's request. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. It all means the world to me. My goal here is to provide absolute value to you, and I want to be your place of just, I guess, calmness and wisdom. Okay, we think in quarters, years, decades on this channel. We are not short term. We are talking about building generational wealth here through cryptocurrency and remaining patient and not letting all of the FUD and prices affect our decision making on the day to day. All right, that's it for me, guys. Until next time, take care of one another, love each other. Peace.